Bold of you to assume I would not suck on those titties.
What?
Oh,
Girl!
my lord.
Who fed y'all crack cocaine before we started stream? Jesus Christ on a cracker. Okay, hi, I'm Briar. These are the clowns I've put up with. Welcome to Untold Realms. Jesus Christ on a cracker. Sweet,
No.
sweet St. Paul on a bike. Make sure, will you just do something about these children?
I don't know if there's anything I can do at this point.
They're your
They've become
kids.
too powerful.
They're your kids. We share custody. Come on, man.
Fine. That was only a weekend thing, but alright, fine. Second Christmas. Alright, gather around, kids. You're about to hear, that I told you the one about, high school and that time I learned something.
No, you haven't, Papa.
Damn.
Of course I didn't tell you anything about grown up. You see, this one time there was this guy who bullied me.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I challenged him to a fight.
How'd it go?
I think he moved away. I'm not really sure. But the lesson I learned was just ignore them. Walk away. They don't have legs. They can't follow you.
What, snakes?
Just go get me another beer, kiddo.
Having flashbacks. What is
Oh
happening?
no.
This is why Makeshift is legally not allowed to have children.
Oh, thank heaven.
He had a court-ordered vasectomy.
Oh no.
Damn.
They're coming for my giblets.
They came for your giblets. They're gone now.
They came?
I'm
Oh?
going to kill you. To death.
Good.
with a gun.
Damn.
See,
Murderer Briar arc.
I was gonna say something like, oh, before we were on this call, or before we started streaming, somebody said something really funny, but I completely forget what it was that I said
Uh-huh.
because of how this episode started. It was it was the thing I said about George Orwell, I think.
Oh, yes. Yes, Makeshift, we know. You can't say anything these days. Kidding, of course.
God.
My vocabulary of what, like 3 words? I'm not allowed to say it. I'm canceled.
I'm gonna
What am
scream.
What am I supposed to use? The whole rest of the English language?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I'm sorry, you have to learn Swedish.
Dang.
Välkommen broder. Lycka till.
Is
Dairy Queen.
Part was not Swedish. I refuse.
That was
what-
Swedish. Fruit.
Very cool.
is it that country that has that one town with like the famously like goofy long name? And,
No,
like,
that is Wales.
That is Wales.
That is
Oh, yeah.
number 1, that's Wales. Number 2, I've been there. Number 3, I have a bumper sticker with the town's name on it. And yes, it is almost an entire 1.5 meters long.
That's incredible.
It's wonderful. I love that bumper sticker. It's in my mom's house somewhere.
I know.
For those who don't know, there's some
Brother,
town
what?
somewhere in Wales where the sign outside the town. There's this video of an old dude who like walks along it as he reads it out loud. It's like 80 letters long, and he just goes da da da, and he like reads out every syllable. And like, I'm pretty sure in the video it looks like there was an original sign with like 2 signposts, and then it like sticks out cartoonishly like Smitty Werben Yangerman Jensen,
Yes.
like that tombstone. Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah.
Were we though?
I don't remember, man. I'm 3 shots in. John Cena's dancing in the corner, but he's got red eyes. The Hat Man's here, and he's drinking with my
could
dead
see
grandfather.
The end of the tunnel. Hatsune Miku.
So, all right. If we're gonna play D&D, what happened last time?
So, in the previous session, you all traveled north to reach Marin's Eve, a place where you were told by Henrik and also his fellow criminal in crime that you would find a woman who understands maybe a little bit more about Moros and Roko. And when you got there, you found I keep on mixing up Malin and Malin.
Malin.
Malin is
Malin?
a cat. Malin is a deer.
Thank you.
Mullen will maul you to death with her antler.
That's actually quite a good way of remembering it. Thank you. So, Malin, as well as her daughter, who you all met up at the cabin. When Waylon saw her, he had a bit of an episode, but he was stopped by the party from lunging at her and stabbing her in the neck. But then he went outside to go pout and be angry. The rest of the party learned that Roko is probably a demon unlike any other, not a literal demon, but the sort of thing you can't really fight, and her advice was run away, he's scary. Also, there's a nice inn in town if you all need a place to stay, which is where Mullen led you all to at the end of the previous session.
Yeah, we're gonna stay a few
Indeed.
days because her daughter Talia
Yep,
knows shit about the dragon marks and such.
she does.
Mhm.
Because she has a big one on her back.
Yeah.
And
I
dragons are
embrace my
special
curse.
Also,
interest.
Mullen absolutely thought I was a half-orc.
Oh, yeah.
When he's
I'm
very
just a
much-
dork.
I know. I know.
I know that you know.
You know that I know that you know.
Hmm. We are aware of awareness.
Are we?
So, I'll say you're all just. Marin's Eve is a pretty small place. I'll say you're all just at the inn, and you all have your rooms set and ready to go for the night. Whoever you choose to share a room with, you can partner up or not if you feel like it. But Wayland will try and have his own room unless that is unless somebody really feels like trying to share a room with him for budgeting reasons.
I'm not sleeping in the room with XX underscore bloodboy 69 underscore XX. No thanks.
So accurate.
Wait, what was that kid's name? Damn it.
You can sleep with us.
Listen. I'm not sleeping in the same room as Flowers, the man who rolled a nat 20 on farting. So
Fair enough.
I'm good. Thanks for the offer.
Yeah. No worries.
But I'm also violently rattled by having my body possessed by my god. So
Maybe you should have your own room.
that's a lot of gold.
Then
No.
sleep with Tim and then I'll.
Oh
Wait.
god.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
How much
god,
does
that is the
gold
other
cost?
action. That is the other option.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh no.
How much does a room cost? It's usually like a silver or two.
Not even that. Depending on the quality, you can get down to like 5 copper.
Yeah, here in Maren's Eve, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
You know what? Timothy can front for everyone. Everyone gets a room.
Thanks, Sugar Daddy.
Oh my.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah, thanks, boss.
Too bad they're gonna be in a room with Malin.
Oh wait,
Word.
so we're
you-
getting our own rooms?
Yeah,
Okay.
Timothy's fronting for you guys.
Okay.
You purchase a room for everybody. When
This-
you ask the person at the front counter,
Uh,
they charge you, I'll say 5 silver a room.
5 silver a room. God damn.
Yeah.
1,
Damn.
2, 3, 4, 5.
It's like the only inn in
60.
town, I'm assuming. Bro can
I-
be a
Yeah.
capitalist.
You only need 5 rooms. I don't think Malin can sleep without Flowers at this point, or without another person. So yeah.
Yeah, damn. Okay, well, 25 silver pieces.
Bro's a capitalist. Gotta respect the hustle.
And you hand them over, and he goes, "Why, thank you there, sir." And he pushes like the 5 keys towards you.
Yeah, Timothy just hands them out at random.
Thank you.
Ness will quietly take hers. Look at the number on it, and then she's gonna disappear for a bit.
Waylon similarly quietly walks up to his room.
I mean, how late is it at the moment?
It's just after sundown. It's probably about 7 p.m.
Okay, then yeah.
You wanna go howl at the moon?
Yes. A bit, maybe. Yes, I do.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to join me?
Yeah.
All right. Then to the others. Well, we're gonna go howl at the moon. We'll be back in. I mean, we'll be here in the morning.
All at the moon? Okay.
Yeah, just go wolf.
Just shout at the moon.
I do actually howl, but yeah. So if you like hear screaming in the night, that might just be us. But
Have
Okay,
fun.
got it.
it's good
Have
for
fun with the
emotional
dolphin.
release, you know.
I'll
You know what
take
else is
your
a
word
good
for it.
emotional release? Sleep.
I mean, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to.
I just think it's fun.
Well, if it's emotional release, I know better ways. But he looks around. How many people is in here?
There's only about like 2 people hanging out in like there's like a tavern section to the inn. It's pretty quiet here, pretty small.
Any women?
Say no. Say no.
I'll
Please.
let you roll a d20, and if you get above an 18, I'll say there's 1 woman here.
Observe. Observe!
God damn.
Of the two people here, you see that one is a woman.
Timothy sort of just straightens out his clothes a little bit.
Oh, there he goes.
Speaking of that, I'll see you a lot later. And
Oh,
he's
sweet
going
Jesus.
to he's going to enjoy the night, hopefully with company.
You know what? I'm gonna go with you two. And Alice is gonna go with the flowers and Phelan. Just out of I don't want to be there with Jared. I don't want to hear that.
Fair enough. I need to check something real quick.
Does nobody want to perhaps look at the woman he's glanced at?
If
I
I
mean,
could, I
sure.
would.
So, give anybody who like glances over, give me a perception check. 20.
Oh, 28.
I said 11.
So, oh, Tim, did you also? Oh wait, no, that was your 19 to see if there's women here. Alice, you don't notice this. The woman sitting over there just seems to have relatively fair hair. Malin, you realize you just glanced over at a woman who seems to be a bit older, and is sitting across from the other person in the tavern.
Just because that's a goalie doesn't mean I can't score.
God damn. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Can just say I respect the hustle? I don't know.
Hey, you never know what they're into.
I don't
Oh,
wanna
my
know,
lord.
man.
So, I'll divide this up into group A and B. A is Timothy on his grind set.
There's no need for a group A.
Oh, okay.
There really isn't.
It was gonna be some really high rolls. Are you sure?
I mean, hold on. It's a 24. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I'll let you just like. We'll leave it up to fate, to imagination.
Gotcha. Everybody else, I assume you all went up to your rooms or went out to howl at the moon, right?
Howl at the moon, yes. We're gonna go outside. Just gonna,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, just gonna use a wild shape ability thing to go into an actual wolf form and howl at the moon. Just some emotional release. Shout at the stars. Yeah.
You do that, shouting at the sky in a form of a wolf. It's like almost
Oh.
that meme of like the bipedal furry in like that JPEG that's way too crunchy,
No,
staring off at the
please.
horizon.
I beg of thee, do not bring that ancient magic into my parlor.
Damn.
Right next to her, just an orc on all fours.
Ah.
And somewhere a bit further away, Alice. Well, fuck yeah.
She's just screaming.
Nice.
That is honestly
You-
going to be the first time she screamed and it knocked me out of pure I'm going into range. It's like,
Yeah.
damn, that felt good.
You all spend however long you'd like screaming at the moon, as if you were wolves and one of you is a wolf. Meanwhile, at the very least, Wayland is clutching a pillow up against both of his ears, staring wide awake out the window.
Nobody told her.
And this is why it pays to know the spell silence, kids, because that's definitely what Nesri does.
How long
Good
does
for her. Good for her.
Long enough for her to fall asleep.
Cool.
Okay, You all want to pass the rest of the night sleeping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all get a long rest and awaken in whatever rooms you picked.
I have
The
to
next
know,
morning.
did Timothy succeed in
I
his
That
conquest?
depends. Timothy, are you interested in a 60-plus-year-old woman who is enjoying a drink with her husband late in the evening?
I mean,
Bro's gonna find out about the king's throne.
I assume there's a reason why Waylon has his ears covered during the night.
It was for the howling in the distance.
There was screaming as well.
Two
Not
things
that
can be
howling.
true.
Oh god damn it.
Guy meets his mother's murderer, tries to walk it off, and then has to listen to his traveling buddy have sex with a local 80-year-old woman, or
I
60-year-old
thought you said
woman.
60. Here we go. His traveling buddy.
It quiets down, and he hears like through the walls, like, "Would you like a butterscotch?"
Alice is not sleeping in the room next to his.
So anyway, you all wake up the next morning feeling refreshed and revitalized.
Yay.
I have to know, did he succeed? Are we walking out and making awkward eye contact with an old woman and her husband?
So his roll is a 24.
Yeah.
You know what? Sure.
Oh.
I'll say he succeeded with a 24.
Head out.
He found the one swingers couple in this entire town. Holy God.
Man, I love getting live up comments from my friends.
Oh my God. Okay. In the morning, Ezra is going to be downstairs, pretending like nothing happened. The best way to deal with trauma is to ignore it. She's gonna take all of these feelings, all of these stressed out feelings. She's gonna put them in a box, push the box over here, and then one day she'll die. It's great. It's a great way of dealing with your
Gonna have
problems.
a conversation, young miss.
Anyway. Anyway, she will be sitting there bright and early, sun up, sitting in the little inn section. I will be making conversation with, I don't know, who makes the food in the morning? The innkeeper? Did this capitalist fuck hire a cook? Like, how do we do this here?
No, it's just him. He's a one-man operation. During the
Damn.
morning, he does the cooking.
Impressive. Well, I'll be chatting with him about Marin's Eve.
Nice. What do you chat with him about?
Local gossip.
We are
Nice.
the gossip.
Okay, but
Give me a-
before us, granny fucker.
Give me a... What kind of check would I do for this? Give me a...
It's gotta be some form of fucking charisma, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe just a charisma check. See
Alright.
what kind of
Uh,
gossip he has up his sleeve.
Then you know what? I'm gonna do everyone's favorite cleric spell and every DM's worst nightmare. Guidance.
Oh boy.
Guidance. Oh my! I didn't add the 1d4 to that. Give me 1 second.
Gotcha.
Please, for the love of God, let this get me over a 10. Please. Oh, that's... okay, well... I am tired, and I did just have, my God speak through me. But we're shoving those emotions aside. What does he tell me?
He goes, well, there's not too much going on here. Well, aside from old Betsy over there getting some action, with, I presume, her husband as well.
Ness is gonna turn over, look over her shoulder at the woman leaving the inn.
Yeah, she got more pep in her step than you think she should
Oh
for
my
her
God.
age.
Remind me to have a conversation with my traveling companion.
Well, aside from that, the woman that showed you to this place, Malin, I've known her for quite some time. I think I noticed another one of the townsfolk here giving her some, well, some gazes, I'd say. I think they might fancy her.
Really? She didn't exactly
Yes.
seem like someone interested in a partnership.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the bad news for them. The person who fancies her, that is.
Interesting.
Aside from that, not too much going on in this quiet little town.
I know for a fact next town is Tim.
Okay. As soon as she catches eye of you, Nesrit is going to like cross one leg over her knee, cross her arms, and watch you. Eyebrows raised, fingers drumming against her upper arm.
He's like rolling one of his shoulders as he's walking down the stairs.
She's just staring at you.
Tim, give me a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Oh my god.
Sweet Jesus.
You got it, boss. It's pretty decent. 11.
You kind of like stretch your back, and as you're rolling your shoulder, you can't quite get like a crick out of your shoulder. But it's not too bad.
Well, that's going to annoy me for the rest of the day. Good morning.
Really?
Really what?
You are not that dumb.
I'm going to need more context as to what you're talking about. He sits down next to her.
A 60-year-old woman. Really?
Yes.
And her husband?
Well, he sat comfortably.
The fucking slurping sound. Mr. Magnelius, have you no shame?
I don't know how to put this to you. So I'm not gonna.
I keep trying to figure you out, and 1 minute, I think I have you stoked. And then the next, you're fucking a 60-year-old woman.
I'm a multifaceted person.
Very
I tell
clearly.
you. Look,
You hear some footsteps coming down the staircase.
Oh god.
Somebody else has woken up. If you
Alice?
turn around, you see Wayland has woken up.
Oh, okay, I was expecting the husband.
And he just he walks over to where you're all eating and sits down to join you.
Good
and just
morning.
goes, "Good morning."
Good morning.
He just like glances at you, Timothy. Yeah.
Didn't sleep too well?
Nope.
No. That's a shame.
I can't fucking do this.
He's just like resting his cheek on one hand, looking at you with like as much disappointment as his very tired face can conjure.
What? Don't tell me. What?
If you're
He
going
looked
to
between
bag
the
the
two
town,
of them.
if you're going to bag the town, Grandma, you're going to have to deal with the disappointment in our faces afterwards.
Hey, she's 60. She just turned 60, in fact.
Dorian's head pops up from behind you, and he just goes, "Oh yes, that's right, Mr. Magnelius. People at her age, they can be just as spry.
See, the weird dog gets it.
Gotta bite your ankles."
Uh-huh.
Is there like a plate of food in front of Tim or something? Is bro
Just a cup.
ordering breakfast?
Yeah, the innkeeper has been like bringing over toast and like scrambled eggs,
Okay.
and everybody else, you have also woken up if you want to come downstairs in any order you'd like.
Dorian is gonna steal the toast off of Tim's plate. just for the weird dog comment. He's not even gonna eat it. He's gonna grab it, lick it, and then drop it on the floor.
Roll sleight of hand, motherfucker.
Bet?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Against his sleight of hand.
Bet? Alright, let's go.
And while this this bread thievery, toast thievery is going on,
No.
you hear some much heavier footsteps come down the stairs. As I just massively brain fart because I'm looking at the rolls. As everybody
Flowers
else
or
comes
Alice?
downstairs,
Damn it.
I'll say
Beats,
Flowers and Alice.
motherfucker.
Yep, Dorian, he yoinks like a piece of toast, and he's
Looks Tim dead in the eyes as he, like, licks it and then drops it on the floor.
Well, you have to eat something too, I guess. And look,
What
people have
happened?
needs. Oh, Alice, good morning.
Uh-huh.
He bagged a 60-year-old.
I know.
On her birthday.
Sir.
ah great.
Sir.
I guess that was what the occasion was.
Oh god, please tell me that Talia would be arriving or something. Anything to break this conversation. I cannot stop imagining you with this... Oh,
Well,
Good morning.
thank you,
I-
the
Malin.
sooner you all just stop being weirded out by it, the sooner the conversation topic will go
Maybe
away.
you could stop trying to bag every woman you come across.
I have needs. And
Yes,
this
Oh,
is
yes,
how I
really.
relax.
can't you just smoke weed?
What do you take me for? A druggie?
Yes.
Hey, marijuana is a good plant.
I know. It's in the salve I use often.
Yeah. I'm. Yeah, fair enough. So.
By the way, Nazrin,
Are we yes, what is it, Alice?
you never get used to it.
Clearly. You know, I think it's less the age that bothers me and the fact that her husband is right there.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
You're right. I would be.
Okay, let's see. And you can see him begin counting in his head.
No.
Okay,
Please, for the
okay.
love of
Fine.
all things holy.
Tim. If he
Guys,
continues,
stop,
Alice is gonna
stop.
put his hand in his mouth.
But as to the question you were about to ask, we're staying here for a couple of days. 3 at most.
3 at oh my lord. Please don't tell
That-
me you're going to rendezvous with every woman in this town.
At least one more.
Use protection. Do you need me to teach you that purify food and water spell?
I think I'll be good.
Then use protection.
But no, that Talia, she knows about the, it's the dragon mark.
She did have a rather large one, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I was proud of it as well.
Do we have anything other than Talia showing up?
I mean, I personally like to, I don't know, chat with Malin, maybe? She seemed like a nice person. But also, like,
Seemed quite angry.
I mean, yes, but angry people can be nice too.
Yeah, angry is just an emotion.
Yeah. But also, my winter fur is coming in, and I need a brush.
I can brush you if you need.
That would be really nice.
Should
Please.
probably do it outside though, so we don't get fur all over.
Yeah.
In.
Yeah.
And
Well,
as you're all chatting, bright and early in the morning, I'll say, does Talia wake up particularly early? I forget
Oh,
if that's
yeah.
one of the things she does.
Oh yeah, set schedule every day. Wake up early. Feed the dragon. Go about her
Word.
chores and then do whatever she needs to do that day.
Then she'd probably be arriving pretty early if she had agreed to meet with Tim.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'll say she arrives right about now.
Hey Tim, you know how
There
there's
she
Dorian
is.
on one side of you?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a dragon on the other.
Ah!
It is
They're multiplying.
it is sniffing. It is sniffing
This
at
is
your
getting
food.
out of hand. There's now two of them.
Hi there.
Ah!
Wait, you're he looks around the room real quick.
I forgot what I called her dragon. Whoopsie.
Oops, it easy.
You hear from behind you a name called out in Draconic, and the dragon looks up and turns towards Talia, who is walking in same outfit as yesterday, like no coat, just shirt that covers boobs, back exposed, short pants because fuck pants, am I right, kids?
Yeah.
Deer legs out, walking in holding like a bunch of notebooks. Sorry. I feed him every day the same amount of food, and yet he still acts like he's starving. Okay. I'm not good
morning.
with faces. You, right? You're the one who asked about it. Hi.
Indeed.
And she like walks over, sits on like the opposite side of you, drops all the notebooks on the tavern like bar.
Yeah, he probably would like stand up and like motion for a table away from the bar desk.
Oh, okay. And then she gathers all the notebooks back up and moves towards the table.
So we aren't disturbing the others. So, what can you tell me?
That's a good fucking question, man. I should have probably prepared this with makeshift. Whoopsie daisy. I have to Google the stuff. Makeshift, how much would you say Alia knows about aberrant dragon marks, since she, one, has one, and two, studies dragon and draconic, like, things?
I would say she knows a good amount. Specifically, she knows basically all the finer details of the one she has, how she got it, what it can do,
Mm-hmm.
and would know an okay amount about other people's. Like, it's much less of a mystery to her than it was to that librarian, and also, of course, to Tim, who just straight up burned the book that he got it from.
Mhm.
So she would probably be able to determine the origin, like what dragon it came from, what it can do, and actually, probably not everything it could do, just like some surface level stuff. But where it came from, like the realm and the dragon who put it there.
Okay. I'm gonna have to take a look at... Hey, angels, what does your dragon mark do again?
Oh, it does the funny things. It does firebolt and
Mhm.
shield.
Firebolt and shield, okay.
Yep.
Is... Okay. I gotta think of how to do this.
I mean, what are the other people doing?
Yeah, somebody else do something while I figure out how to do this, please.
Word. Meanwhile, at the other table, you've all woken up from a long night of not exactly the quietest night. Between your own howling at the moon and other sorts of howling you may or may not have heard.
Wait, so the other noises that we were hearing, like from the room, was Tim?
Tim. Yeah.
What? Oh,
Malin, it's probably best to just not think about it.
I mean, yeah. He did say that was his form of emotional release, so I guess it's fine that he does it so often, but at the same time,
With all due
I mean-
respect, he comes up with any excuse to be able to bed.
I never thought it was that, like, not that good. I mean, she, like, fold her hands in front of her mouth, think. It's like thinking before you speak. Malin. I guess I can understand, but at the same time, it seems very tiring. And, I wouldn't want to do it 2 times in a row, not, 2 nights in a row, so that's kind of, as I said, tiring. It's yeah.
I don't think about it. With all
Fair
due
enough.
respect, with all due respect, I don't understand human males' energy that he has. Like, eh,
Yeah. Humans, human males are some like ravenous creatures, if you know what I mean.
mm-hmm. I, 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 I don't need to be told this. I work for one.
I mean, yeah, yes, but it's like one creature or one person compared to like the whole race. It's always a different thing. But I don't know. It's he seems extra.
Are we really going to continue to talk about Mr. Magnelius and his ravenous appetites?
I mean, we
Apologies.
can talk about other things.
Oh.
I
If you're going to continue talking about this, I think I may just go listen to the Dragon Mark conversation.
I mean, if you want to, I don't know. I'm probably gonna like head over to Malin's hut, maybe, just to she had a very nice garden. I
Fair
don't
enough.
know how she keeps it up in the winter, especially.
Hmm.
But yeah, uh, if you want to, Alice, do you want to stay here? Come with?
Come with.
Oh hell yeah!
I think Tim will be fine here. He's not alone.
Yeah, he'll
Word.
he'll be.
Everybody who would like to go visit Malin's house or her garden, you get to be Group A. Group B is the people sticking around in the tavern.
I'll be
Hell yeah.
sticking around.
Mm,
Mostly because I'm
Mullen.
interested, but also because I gotta make sure somebody doesn't flirt with the barely legal Talia.
No.
No.
Good.
But her
I
mom.
think that would be a foot up the ass from that.
Why do you think I'm sticking around?
Yep.
Word. And so, back over at the other table where they're discussing that dragon mark.
Okay, so, I know we're in public and that might be a little weird, but is there a way that I can convince you to like, and she like gestures at your neck.
Yeah, sure. He'll just open up a little bit and then just open up his shirt a little bit, and then roll down. That's the word. The collar.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay. So, let me see. And she like leans a bit closer. She remembers not to get too much into your personal space. Leans a bit closer, looks at it. Right. I thought that's yes. Okay. Okay. So, um okay, so the thing with dragon marks is that all of them are very different, especially when they come from different types of dragons. So like mine comes from oh god, what did I make her dragon? I'm pretty sure it was amethyst.
Emerald, I think.
Emerald, right. So like mine comes from an emerald dragon, which is also where I found, and then like her dragon pops up, puts its head up against her hand, and she like gives him a little scritch. You know. Um but yours is really interesting because it's one that you don't really see all that often. And she like pulls one of her journals over and flips it open, and there's like a sketch of this like really fancy looking dragon. And it's not super great, but it's just enough to get some basic anatomy down. And she like turns it and shoves it towards you. So, um a while ago I had this like really big book of dragons, and it was really cool and I like it, but it's currently in my room back at the academy, so I don't have it. But I made this like a couple of years ago. This uh celestial dragon. That's what yours is. Um Usually they can allow the person that's marked to cast spells. What does yours do? Which spells?
I can emit fire, and I can protect myself for a brief instant.
Okay. Sounds like How big of a fire?
Small, but I can
Small.
do it as many times as I want.
Ooh, okay. All right, well, that supports my theory that it's mostly smaller level spells that don't require a lot of energy. Okay, cool. Sounds like Firebolt and maybe Shield, Mage Armor. I'm not exactly sure, but without a proper demonstration, I can't really be sure. But either way, how much do you know about these dragon marks in general?
Well, not a lot. I only know about my own, and well, I've already shared what I know. It's an incomplete ritual.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, the ritual I'm not going to be able to tell you that much about because they're all different for each type of dragon marks. Like mine was interesting. Did a lot of
Yeah.
plane of consciousness stuff. Very weird. Very mind scrambly. I didn't like it all that much. Either way,
I was able to figure out that whoever made this one is on a different plane of existence.
right.
So,
That's what I was getting to. Celestial
right,
dragon.
celestial.
Yes, exactly. It's a celestial dragon. And I have a page in that book that I really like on celestial dragons. In fact, the goddess of instinct showed it to me. Oh, very cool. She was pointing at it, and I can't remember exactly what she was trying to tell me. Either way, celestial dragon. Completely different plane of existence. I've never seen one. Most people have never seen one. She's clearly going through like several different topics trying to like push information together. Right, celestial. So if you really want to get to the root of your dragon mark, you're probably going to want to go talk to the celestial dragon, but that's on the celestial plane, and I think the only way to get there is to die, I think? No, wait.
Well, either that or a strong form of teleportation, I would assume.
That too. One of the ones that could jump between planes of existence
Expensive,
properly
either
and
way.
not at random, because if you do it at random, you could end up in places you don't want to end up.
Yeah.
Oh, right, dragon marks. Okay. So that is one option. If you really want it removed, you can go find celestial dragon on the celestial plane. Or you can do what I did and embrace it. See,
Okay.
they don't start out this big, and she like gestures to it and how it's kind of curling around her arms. They don't start out this big. They start out as small as yours. But the more you get into it and use it a bit more and start to make a little peace with it, it gets bigger and, in my opinion, looks cool. I guess some people really don't like it, but whatever. See, the thing is that dragon marks were, they're like, so okay.
Blessings.
Yes, kind of. They're a way for dragons to bestow favor. They were really common in this area, like millennia ago. Really long time, when it was a bunch of dragons here, and not just, the big three. They're really common.
Right.
And the dragons would use these marks to bestow favor upon families, and they could be passed down, and it was very interesting. And now there's less dragons, and most of the dragons that you can see are over in the west, and well, they're not as common anymore. But rituals in lost draconic books and scrolls and fun things like that. Where did you find this book?
The book I was able to pick up, I was able to get through trade.
Trade.
Yeah.
Who'd you get it from?
Who did I get it from? Well, let's see. Let's see who I got it from. And he pulls out the huge ass book, which is his ledger. And he opens up the first page, and then a few more pages in, and he pulls up a name. And what is that name? Well, glad you asked. As I'm stalling for time.
It is certainly a name with syllables that, when you spell them out verbally, will form their name.
Yeah, the thing you address the person with. And he searches on the page and he finds the book, and he follows it and finds the name Natruk Longaxe.
Okay. Not a name I've come across before. It's definitely not a scholar.
No, he's another merchant like me.
Another merchant. Well, then definitely not a scholar. I've never heard that merchant either, so probably not one that
Well-
gets down to the academy all that often.
Well, it makes sense that you haven't heard of him. He mainly is solitary. He deals in books. He has his own library and that sort of thing.
Well, then it
But,
is weird that I haven't heard of him.
Well, that's the thing. He's not around from these parts.
Mm.
He's actually
Like-
quite a while away.
Like these parts, as in this side of the continent, or the. And you know what? It doesn't matter. I haven't heard the name before, so I can't really do that. And she like pulls up another journal, flips it open, flips through a bunch of pages. You said yours causes you pain, right?
Yep.
And you're using what to combat the pain?
I'm using salves.
Salve.
That and warmth.
Salve and warmth. It would make sense, especially if it's celestial and it works with fire and things like that. Hmm.
So, that embrace idea, what
Mhm.
would that entail for the side effect?
Well, I'll be honest, usually, especially in things like these, they get worse before they get better. Kind of the way things usually work, especially with, magic. But maybe do you keep it covered even in the summer?
I try to. My skin normally is sensitive to the sunlight, and this doesn't help.
Right, being pale and everything. I don't like the sun all that much either. Letting it breathe a little more could probably help with embracing it. Like I said, the pain might get worse before it gets better. Have you?
Talia,
Hmm?
could you give me a medicine check?
Yeah. I have to find my shit. There it is.
Or a history check, whichever you'd prefer.
Good question. I forgot to put in her stats. Give me 2 seconds. I have them in a backup. I just need to pull them out.
They are
Gotcha.
written down. Written down is when you have used a language to record something so you can recall it later without having to.
Thank you, Encyclopedia.
Damn, I didn't realize we had the dictionary here as a party member.
Was it 14?
Angel's Dick Purgatory Nary.
It's a 9. Okay. Okay, cool. You said history or medicine, correct?
Yes.
Oh, that's a plus on both.
It is a pretty low skill check because this is something that Talia would just remember from her researching.
Yeah, but I'm trying to decide if I want medicine or history. You know what? We'll go with medicine since I'm on the topic of trying to help him. 9 plus 4, that would be a 13.
Nice. As he's mentioning that he also had sensitive skin, you recall a point in your research where you came across what was kind of an odd contradiction. When you were looking into ways of preventing sunburns or sun rashes, the recommendation was, of course, ointments, things that act similar to sunscreen in our world.
Mm-hmm.
But you also recall that there was one type of dragon mark in your research, which could be quelled in a similar way as if you got a sunburn, but it was also one that you needed to feed some sort of flammable material. Otherwise, it was essentially burning up part of your body as fuel.
Okay, okay. Layman's terms for Briar Brain.
We're literally
yes.
fueling a fire.
So his discussion of getting a sunburn made you recall a type of dragon mark, which might be the kind he has.
Okay.
Which is a dragon mark which can be soothed with sunscreen,
Uh-huh.
but it can also be soothed with like flammable materials like cotton or some very dry wood because it wants to burn
Oh.
something.
Okay. And well, I have sensitive skin. I know that. Wait. Hold on. And she like puts like both hands on the side of her head. Her eyes are like going back and forth. Like she's clearly thinking of something really hard. Her dragon like comes up, puts its head up against hers as if they're like using combined brain cells.
I love it.
That's
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
Say what you're gonna say. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, you already rolled. I could have used the bardic inspiration for you.
That's it. Oh, and she like pushes several journals aside, pulls another one out, flips it open, flips through it. Flames, burning, flammable. Aha! And she like hits the table with it as she's really excited. Here, and she pushes it towards you. You can use salves. You can use salves like an ointment, trying to like keep the burn in the skin. But the reason it's burning is because it's looking for fuel. It wants to burn something, and if it can't burn something, it's going to burn you. That's why it's hurting. I can't believe I didn't see it before. Of course. And she like leans in to get a look at it again. Yeah, right there. That's the rune for burning. Ah.
You're telling me this dragon mark is literally burning me alive.
Not enough to kill you, but yes. Which, actually, unless you start feeding it some burning material, don't embrace it. Because then it might start burning even more of you. And not just your skin.
Wonderful. So, if I try to embrace it, it might actually burn me alive.
If you don't feed it some flammable material. Dry wood, cotton,
My clothes.
well, I mean, no.
Your eyes are drawn to a candle burning next to you, dripping just a little bit onto the table.
Here, just hold still. Let me try something. And she picks up the candle and gets it really close to his neck without burning him.
Oh, no. He puts a hand on your head to push the candle away from him. Let's not feed it actual fire. Hold on. What's the safest thing he could do? Yeah,
you don't like candle play?
Everybody at the other table, you see Talia reach a candle towards him. Excitedly.
He just pushes that away and he takes out a small flask and unscrews the lid and just like something metallic. He needs something metallic. You know what? He has a pair of pliers in his jeweler tools. And he's gonna dip it in, and what comes out with the pliers is a bit of oil. And he's gonna hold it close to the tattoo.
That could work.
You
She's gonna
hold it close-
stare at it.
It almost seems like the tattoo is waking up a little bit, but before it contacts it, it's like it's not really doing much of anything, but you do feel like the tiniest bit of tingle as you bring them closer.
Well, it's not doing it. Whatever it needs to do.
Try touching it.
Okay. He's going to just give the tattoo more space so it doesn't incinerate his clothes or his hair, for that matter. As he puts the tweezers onto the tattoo.
You do that, and when you do, you feel what is quite frankly the most soothed that spot on your skin has felt in quite a while. You know how like when you do have like a sunburn, that area feels like just a tiny bit numb from the pain. This like rejuvenate in like that one little droplet spot, it sort of rejuvenated the feeling of just like regular, like cool, calm skin.
He like sighs a bit as the pain subsides. Well, that works.
Good. Yes. Great. Okay. And she like pulls out a pen, like a charcoal pencil, and she's on the same page as the notes that she found. Writes down "soothed by consuming Ted." Like she writes your name down. How old are you?
Uh, I'm 34. I'm turning
34.
35
You're
soon.
human, right?
Yeah.
Okay, human. 34. I'm sorry if I spelled your name wrong. Soothed. And she's like
It's 1M.
writing essentially like test subject notes.
It's 1M in the first is in the first name.
Really?
Yeah.
Magni. Common. Uh, okay. All right. So, like I said, might get a bit worse before it gets a bit better because it's gonna do the whole. Oh well, wait a minute. You've never done this before, and it's gonna. It's like a rash. It's gonna get a little worse, and then it's gonna get better. Feed it. Continue to use the ointments. I would suggest not feeding it every second of every day because then, like if you, yeah, just
He
a
just does
bit.
the explosion with his
Yeah.
motion with his hand.
Yeah.
Got it.
Uh. Hang on 1 second. I gotta adjust. My hair is in my face and it's being annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else I can do to help you. You want a copy of these notes just in case? These specifically, not you can't have the rest of them because they are technically secret for a project I'm working on.
I appreciate the offer, but I think the information you just gave me is all I really need.
Okay, well don't forget it because sometimes I forget things. So don't.
I'll write it down.
She gives you like an awkward thumbs up and a weird smile that isn't quite a smile, but it's almost like I've seen humans do this, so I'm mimicking it. Yeah, it's the white person I recognize you smile.
Well, thank you for your work. And he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out. What was that about?
So merchant. So money. Why?
So merchant, very money, very capitalist.
Yeah.
He reaches into his pouch and he pulls out 10 gold pieces
Huh?
for your work.
You don't have to pay me.
He just pushes the 2 stacks of coins towards you.
I'm not the kind of fae that's gonna like come to you and take your name because I did you a favor once.
This is not because you're Fae. It's because you've done me a service. And money is traded in service and goods. Simple as that.
Man, I really hate this plane. You know, dragons work on a barter system. If one dragon does something for another dragon's horde, that dragon will then essentially do something for that dragon's horde. It's really nice. It's less money. She like looks at it
Well-
for a second.
Well, this world doesn't operate on IOUs. We've sort of gone away from that system.
She's
It's
making
actually-
like a face at the coins.
It's quite fascinating how it came to be, actually. Coins used to represent. He just takes up another coin. It used to represent the milling stone in wheat mills.
Really?
Try to hub around a several ton stone when you go to trade it for a couple of cows. It ain't easy. But this, he just
Uh-huh.
holds it between his fingers. That's much easier.
Right.
Cool story, bro.
Just take the money. You'll find some use for it. If nothing else, the gold itself is worth itself in its weight.
I guess I'll just give it to Mom. She like awkwardly takes it. See the dragon like leans a little closer, sniffs it a little.
You do that, awkwardly taking it.
Oh, also, my mom wanted me to pass on a message. She said she wanted to apologize about how she acted yesterday, and she is offering tea. I don't know if you guys drink Fey tea, but
Well, I can't ever say I have drank tea from the Fey world before, but I'll pass it along to the rest of the group.
5 steps ahead of you, kid. We're already on the way.
How long are you in town for?
Well, we were sort of well, I was at least waiting for you and you could present me this information. So now there's nothing really keeping us here. So we might leave as early and as in a couple of hours, depending on how the others feel. If not, then first flight tomorrow.
Okay. And she starts gathering her stuff up.
Thank
You
for
do
your
that.
service.
Talia, as you're gathering all your things, give me a quick perception check. DC's 15.
Perception. Perception. Roll the perception. I don't have very good perception.
Eh,
Wait, no,
Everything
wait,
seems in order.
wait.
Oh.
That was Nezrin.
oh,
She does have good perception. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
I will allow you roll.
wait! It's even worse.
It is even
Your
worse.
sister was a witch!
You are too distracted by your enjoyment of the occasion.
Yeah, she really likes dragons.
But Nezrin, sitting across from Wayland, you do notice that a few times he was giving kind of like a not so pleasant glance over at Talia. And you could probably guess why.
Wayland, if you keep staring at her like that, someone is going to assume you're trying to kill her.
My bad. It's just kind of hard not to.
I
It's
understand.
the face of the woman who, like takes a chomp out of a piece of toast. What's the matter? I'm glad. Lived a normal life. Had their mother. They seem happy.
You're allowed to be upset.
Yeah, I know that. It's weird. It's sobering, I guess. Seeing what I thought was going to be this, I don't know, climactic moment of my life, and all I find is an old woman living in a tiny village and her daughter who likes dragons.
Our minds
Yes,
do
some-
that sometimes.
Yeah.
Timothy
Sometimes-
will. Sorry. Oh. No,
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Sometimes the hardest pills to swallow are just the ordinary things. He eats some more toast.
Timothy will join the two others.
You join them.
Did she give you any useful information, Mr. Magnelius?
Yes, she did. Disregarding the possibility of us going to the celestial plane and tracking down the dragon who is the creator of this. There is the other option of just feeding this thing flammable things.
Really?
Yep.
Feeding it?
Yep.
Seems
Either-
a little counterintuitive.
Well, she said that just like a rash, it'll get worse before it gets better, but that means it will get better. So either I find some way to, again, travel to the celestial plane. I don't even know how expensive that's going to be. Not even including capable people who can defend me. But also tracking down that dragon, who might He may or may not be dead or really strong and doesn't care.
If it's on the celestial plane, it is highly likely it's still alive.
Yeah, well, core thing is I'm going to need to start buying oil lamp. A lot more of it.
I see.
Oh, yes. Talia also wanted me to pass along a message. He looks to he looks to Waylon, who's sitting right there, like, oh, whoops. Well, too late now. Um, Malin wished to apologize for her anger yesterday, and has invited us for tea, specifically tea from the Fae plane.
Nesrid will kind of like look over at Wayland like, oh boy,
Yes,
what is
he
this?
does.
What is Emo Boy's reaction to that?
He just kind of rubs his temple and is like, you don't have to feel bad about wanting to join them for tea. I'll probably sit this one out.
I understand.
Honestly, don't take this the wrong way. I'm good. I don't really want to be around someone that insults my god so blatantly. So Wayland, if you don't mind, I'll be staying with you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't have any more questions for her, and with Talia being so quick, I have no more any reasons to stay here. So I'm gonna see if I can track down the rest of our entourage, and perhaps we can leave as early before lunch.
They went to her house.
He just drums his finger twice on his cane before he just. Okay, well. And he sits down again. So, know any good stories? He looks between the two of them.
Well, I know several, but you might call me pious if I start repeating church stories.
Well, pious and zealotry is not wrong, nor bad.
Open mind, Miss Magnilius. Once
Well-
again, changing my expectations.
Well, it's very hard to trade when you think badly of the person you're sitting across. Of course, that can only be extended so far.
Ah, right. You don't want to... You sure you don't want to have an open mind about the person that's just put a knife through your hand?
That or the person who deals in people.
Ah, I see. Well, there is this one story, and then Nesrin will start telling the story of a saint of the Death Church, whomever he may be. Make it up as you will.
Alright.
Word. And with that, can I switch over to Group B?
Group B.
B for bitches.
Damn.
Excuse you.
B for bastard.
This horse will put will put her foot up your ass, and you
B
may
for
enjoy
getting bitches.
Bitches, baddies, and
Bunny.
bazookas.
So,
The money.
Group B, you arrive at Mullen's cabin, yeah.
it.
Do one of you want to start? Or should I just... Go ahead again.
You're the one who wants to ask questions,
Okay.
and neither Tim nor Nesrin can tell you to shush.
Yes! I can ask all the questions!
Oh god, what have we done? No.
Mullen starts revealing how to build nuclear bombs.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go up to the wall and knock. Yeah, sure.
To the
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 wall.
wall that opens. The door.
Through the window.
Through the walls.
You walk up to the door and you give it a big old knock with your fuzzy little hands. So it sounds a bit like kind of dulled.
Bro, that kind of sounded like you were whacking off in the corner of somebody's
Just a
bedroom,
bit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I was just punching my chest.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what you were doing. Hmm. Uh,
And yeah, Mullen, you hear some knocking at the door.
Mullen opens up the door, and it's not a very big or bright smile, but it's like a small little. Oh, okay, nice. I see you got my message.
Message?
Yes, when Talia left, I told her to tell you that I wanted to apologize for yesterday and have tea. I'm guessing by the look on your face you didn't get that message.
No.
Okay.
No, we left before she was done talking with Mr. Magnelius.
Yeah,
I assume she'll be there all day. Once she gets started on dragons, she can never stop. Come in, get out of the cold. Wipe the snow off your paws.
thank you, thank you.
Alice knocks them off before she steps in.
Again, I'm sorry it's not built a little bigger, but hope
No
it's
need to
not too
apologize.
cramped.
It is. You built a place for yourself. I am a guest.
Myself and a rowdy daughter. And apparently a dragon now. Hey. Do you want tea
He's
even though
cute.
you didn't get the message? Hi, thank you.
Oh.
And she looks up the flowers. Thank you. Jesus
I would-
Christ, you're big. Okay.
I would like some tea if it's no big deal.
I expected it. Like I said, I wanted to apologize for yesterday. And she walks into the kitchen and she's had a pot of water boiling on the stove already, so she picks that up, starts making cups of tea.
Hell yeah.
tea.
I did also want to apologize for, bursting in on you with a topic like that. I can't imagine that having been pleasant, good. I don't know.
It's not exactly a nice part of my life. God damn it.
Linda looked inside chat.
Oh my.
My
Fucking
brother in
clowns.
Christ. I have to keep it open. I have to have that there. Use it for shit's sake. Oh my god. Okay, alright. It's not exactly the most happy part of my life, but then again, there's not a lot that is, so. Yeah, I should have
I
expected at some point somebody would come around poking their nose in what happened. Just
I appreciate
not
the
God.
insight. It even though it's very dark and yeah, not nice. But
Life is not nice.
I guess
It can be in parts, but in totality, it's not very nice.
that is, yes. I I could not help but see your garden, and it's
Mm.
so lush despite it being fully winter. What do you do? Because I have a little hut
Mm.
in where is it?
Oh.
Fuck, wrong notes. Shit.
Oh
Uh,
no. She pulled up the old man
there it is.
notes.
No, I had another my mail-in document open. But I have a little house in Alagon, so it can also get very snowy and cold and stuff.
You're all the
But
way from the Oregon region.
yeah,
With that
I
accent, I
mean,
could have sworn you and I ran around the same parts.
I originated. I actually, I think I originated like outside of the Feywild and then sort of wandered into the Feywild, but I'm not sure. Can't
Ah,
remember.
a Fey
Uh,
lost, I see.
yeah, and yeah, I sort of then popped out in the Alagon region and got
Mm.
picked up by someone.
By that one. And she like gestures over the flowers.
Looks up. Oh, no, 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 no. I mean, he also picked. I picked him. We met also in the Alagona region by that little hut, but that was only 3 years ago. And
Ah.
the other one was a bunch more. I don't like that. I can't keep count of how many years it's been a while. But yes,
Does he ever wear something more than the loincloth?
He is wearing a cloak during the winter.
yeah,
We
I've
went,
Mm.
I've gotten a cloak on him. That's something. We are working on kilts. It
That's
seems
They're confusing.
the kilts are confusing.
Yes.
Ah. I mean, they're
I
better
always
than
forget where
pants.
the front is.
That is a good point. I forget that with my skirts all the time. That's why I have a hole in the back for my tail. She like turns slightly and shows off the little reindeer tail.
yeah.
Alice is going to. Her face looks like enthralled for a second. Like, wait, no,
No,
no.
wait, that's her ass.
Yeah, just fuck. No.
Although
Apologies.
he absolutely does not know shame
Hell
because he's
yeah.
too stupid for that. But how obvious is it that he's looking? What about charisma? I suppose. Sure.
He's looking.
He's absolutely looking. He's like, oh, tail.
Yeah. Yes, tail, ears, and she like touches her ear. They're like the big reindeer ears, so they kind of like droop on the side of her head just a bit. Tail, ears, horn. Wish I had two. Either way, it kills
Does
confusing.
the scar hurt? I, if
Oh,
you don't want to answer,
going up here.
yeah.
She'll like kind of put her hand in her hair and move some of her hair aside. And there's like a pretty decent wound mark there. Only when it starts getting cold, but then it eases off, especially when I start using some salves.
Fair enough.
Right, garden. You
You're
you asked about my garden.
right. Yeah. Yes. Do you keep some sort of spell on it? You seem like a
I do, yes, I do.
truly dicky kind of person.
I dabble. After the bond with Moros broke, I had to learn other forms of magic in the. Well, I don't plan on joining a circle or anything. I know a little bit of druid stuff. It's mostly fey plants out there, at least ones that I can get.
Fair
So
enough.
it's ones from the north of the Feywild, so they grow a bit better in cold weather. But when it snows like this, I usually put a tarp out, one that's a little enchanted.
Right.
Yeah, if you enchant it to trap heat a bit better, it'll work very nice. And she like hands you a mug of tea, hands one to Alice. Hey, be careful, big man. This might be a bit small. Don't crash it, okay? It's hot.
Yeah, yeah. Like, very gently takes the little mug.
He's got his little hands.
If you can't hold on to it, Flowers, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Should have put his in a bucket.
Honestly, the first time I tried feeding him, I only had bowls for myself.
And you are quite small.
I know, right? It was. I just let him eat out of the pot. It was way easier.
Eh,
Ah,
Sounds like one of
being
my brothers.
brothers, are they as
be
big as you?
Yes, except for my younger one, he's very small compared to the rest of us.
Ah,
He's a late
little
bloomer,
baby.
as mother was, from
ah.
what they said.
Your tribe is from the which part?
Oh, it's been so long. I don't remember.
Is it like an organized tribe, or is it like kind of how we do with like herds and stuff?
Organized tribe.
Ah,
We do the uh we trade goods. We don't really deal with currency at
uh,
home. It's I do you a favor, you do
good
me a
current.
favor.
Yeah, we did that too. We did that. I did. You tend my garden, I watch your children. Uh, you marry my son, I give you goat. Thing like that.
Similar, yes.
Nice, nice. Is it
But we don't do the
you from the
marrying.
Feywild or?
Yes, from the Feywild.
Three from the Feywild, and she switches into Sylvan, which is a lot easier, and like the accent just disappears when she
Yes.
starts speaking Sylvan. So you know all this stuff then.
Yes.
Good.
She's responding in Sylvan, which again is also very fluent and much better than Common.
Nice. So all
Uh,
three of you speak Sylvan? Does the big man speak Sylvan?
No, he does not. I haven't
Uh,
gotten around to teach. I don't think I can teach him honestly, but
okay.
he's a bit slow.
Then it is polite to speak in common then so he can understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Do not want to
Da-
leave anybody out of the conversation. So, she'll walk back into the living room, settle down in like a big chair.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is my garden all you came for?
I mean, theoretically, I want to ask more about more speak. I'm, but I know you don't want to, and it's a I
Honestly,
don't know.
you can ask without the little sad boy, the one who's you know, it's
Yeah,
I'm a little
that's
less off my guard then.
fair enough.
Moros is a bit easier to talk about than Rocco,
Yeah.
because him I
So,
can just shit on endlessly.
I wasn't in here during the whole Nezran
right.
being used to speak. Uh,
Uh,
do you think you could, in simple, because I don't understand all the magic, could you simply put it a bond you mentioned with Moros?
essentially, about oh god, how long did I do that for? A year, person every month. It's gone. It is almost 2 decades ago, a little under. Uh, there was a plague that came through this place, and Talia got very sick. She was a very sickly child, and
Mhm.
at some point, I thought she was going to die. It was killing a lot of people. In the middle of digging her grave, I found one of Moros's bones, one of his rib bones. And essentially, I made a pact with him. He kept my daughter alive as long as I fed his power by killing someone every month. So for 5 years, that's what I did. I killed someone every single month. I racked up disgustingly high body count.
Mm.
He did not tell me that essentially she was fine almost a year after I made the pact. Her body healed, got better, her immune system got stronger. And at that point, I had already left because you can only kill so many people around here without raising alarm. So I left.
Yeah.
And I did not see her for a very long time. He lied to me. I thought that if I stopped killing, she would die. He keeps her alive as long as I feed him. Yada yada. I could have stopped at any time, and he never told me. Even though killing takes something from you.
Mm.
The Moros really is just a dick.
Yes, he is a terrible god who does terrible things. And I suspect he does it, truthfully, just to be reunited with all of his parts.
Do you?
He does not care for the souls he has to shepherd to the other side.
Do you think he and Roko have like a deal that if Roko gets all of the bones together, or like for that, Roko gets the power? Because then, like
Maybe.
theoretically, we could just like give Roko all the bones, right? Is it theoretically?
It's possible, maybe, but I am not sure. Uh, most of what happened after Roko killed me was explained to me by Talia, and half of it makes sense, half of it doesn't.
Fair enough. That yeah.
Do
So
do you have any idea on what all of his bones gathered together would result in? I got a response of bad world ending kind of thing.
I don't know if
You
it's
can give
exactly
a
world ending.
can do a religion check if you like. Anybody who wants to think about
Damn, if only Nizrin were here with her +9 religion.
it.
Damn.
let me.
Go with your friends. It's girls' night. A 9.
Yeah, nah.
Oof.
I'd have a negative one of that. I'm not fucking tempting that.
I'll do it just because
Eh.
it's
With
her.
flowers.
Yeah,
Come on,
flowers. Give
soldier.
me religion. Flowers like comes up with the one thing he knows like a lot about, and that's it.
No.
That is a 1.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
I like your
Eh.
funny words, dear
You
woman.
tried at least.
The only one here who recalls anything about prophecies or any religion talking about Morris's body being reassembled is Malin.
Hi.
And she first recalls that there's not too many religions which are even completely certain about the fact that his body is disassembled at all. Everybody's certain that he is a headless entity. That's how he's depicted. But in just like the few stories you've heard of it, they tend to depict it as a cataclysmic event, something that shouldn't happen, or it's a sign of the end times in some way.
I mean, some religions say, oh, if he gets his head back, it's the end of the world and there's cataclysms. But they did, nothing's really sure. So, honestly, if I think he gets his head back, he's just going to become an extremely powerful dickhead.
Hmm.
Yeah, so basically nothing is going to change except that maybe Roku isn't there.
Maybe.
I,
Yeah.
mm,
I don't know.
But I don't want to give like everything to Roku because, he's a bad person.
Right, that's the thing. You have the possibility of a cataclysm, world-ending event that maybe Moros really does just want to kill everyone so he can get a permanent vacation. But then you also have the idea, well, if somebody collects all of his bones and uses them like Roko, maybe they become master of death. And then you have another cataclysmic world-ending problem on your hand.
e-
I don't know. Maybe
I,
give all the bones to your little Asima friend. Maybe, I don't know, she can bow before Moros and suck him off or something. I don't know.
I'm going to ask this question, Sylvan, as a safety precaution, not as anything rude, Flabbit. Um, and in Sylvan, she's gonna be like, "Are there any ideas on where his head is?"
I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
Genuinely and honestly, no fucking clue. Every time he appeared to me, he had no head. That weird mist around it kinda did something funky and give him like a, I don't know, skull shape, but he doesn't have a head. Uh, no idea where it could be. There's a legend that it's hidden in like some dimensional plane of odd existence. I don't know.
Mm.
Just kidding. Just gotta check something real quick. Hold on, let me.
Oh, oh,
That was almost a 2 there.
Yeah. I think. Do you think if you like, I don't know, pray hard enough, you could just like ask the goddess of knowledge? Is it the god of knowledge?
From what my daughter said, the goddess of knowledge, it's a woman, number one. Number two. Well, it. Oh, wait, what did she say? Okay, this is going to get a little complicated. I don't really understand it from what Dahlia told me, but apparently there's the god of knowledge, which is in Hendrik's old body, and he's funky. And then there's the denizen of eternity, and she's like above him and knows everything and does some funky things. And then put the god of knowledge into Hendrik's old body so that he could be reunited with Leverton, goddess of instinct. It's all very funky. You should ask Talia when she comes back. She was there. She met them.
Okay.
It's oh boy.
Yeah, this whole god and almost god thing is getting very confusing.
It's usually
Celestial,
me.
celestial. What?
Beings.
Yes, that celestial beings. They're very confusing. That's why I don't like
Yeah.
interacting with them. That's why I don't want to join the circle, and that's why I want nothing to do with the god of death.
Fair enough.
When it becomes a religious holiday in town, I usually leave.
Oh,
Fair enough, honestly.
fair, yeah.
Traffic is terrible.
Oh, I had one more question from yesterday that I didn't get to ask.
Hmm.
You reacted to the ladybugs. Why?
You don't know what they mean.
No, I don't.
Call yourself lucky you haven't met him yet. Those ladybugs. They're kind of like the eyes of fate, almost. They're very connected to the god of fate, who I dislike almost as much as his brother, Moros. He is a pompous, arrogant prick. Although he's not as bad as he could have been, I guess. But still.
Are there any gods that aren't dicks?
According to Talia, the denizen of eternity was very lovely, and the goddess of instinct, Leverton, was also very lovely, although she didn't talk much. I do remember that. I did meet Leverton. She was very lovely, didn't talk much. Little like Talia when Talia was a toddler.
Ah, okay. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. Just that you mentioned three. Wait, was it three or was it two? No, Rocco is not a god. So
Roko
two
is
of
not
them.
a god, although he probably wishes he was.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm getting mixed up there.
Here,
You
I
mentioned
help you.
two that were.
Roko,
Uh,
Lich. God,
mhm.
Leverton, and whatever the fuck the god of knowledge is called, the one that's in Hendrik's old body. Denizen, eternity. Think of them like outer gods. Big god. Like you have big gods and then you have little god, Leverton, big god, eternity, time, space, funky
Yeah.
shit.
Mm.
Fate, outer god, denizen. Well, not really a denizen. He's technically a little god, but he's also like one of the big four. It's very confusing, especially the way that Talia explains it, because she gets very excited. Talks very fast.
Yes.
Ah,
Must get it from her father, that trick. I don't know.
Oh, there's. Alright.
It's a lot. I don't know. Ask her if you'd like. You may stay for dinner. I don't know how they're
I,
feeding you at the inn. It's always so expensive over there. I don't usually go.
I mean, if you want any help around the house, I'm sure we can do something. I have a bit of magic that can help grow plants.
Well, you
I
could
don't know.
help me with some of the fruit plants because I think I might have screwed up the fertilizer on that one and they're starting to brown at the edges.
I'm sure I can do something.
Huh.
I have magic stuff.
Magic stuff. She like wiggles her fingers. Would you like more tea, big man?
Tea?
Do you want more?
Yeah.
I can hear it. It's empty. Your cup. Okay, come here. And she like takes your cup, walks back in, makes you more tea, looks at the cup for a second. Hang on. She goes and she finds like a big soup bowl, puts the tea in that, puts more tea in it, hands it back up to you.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Do you have enough firewood for a while? If you're low, I'm happy to go cut some trees. I'm sure we could also get flour to cut some trees.
I mean, I'll never say no to not having to chop wood. Sure.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. You go out and you chop some wood.
Will. Wait, what?
Oh no, wrong kind of wood. Wrong kind of wood.
We're cutting down tree so for firewood.
Fire
Not
will.
that kind of wood.
God damn it.
Anyway,
Word. I'll say after. Actually, do you guys want to take a bathroom break now?
yes.
Yes, please.
Yes.
I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I gotta pee. I gotta pee. Gotta pee. Gotta pee.
I gotta go fuck my life,
Piss,
please.
piss, 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 piss. We are
Hello.
indeed back. Hello.
Hello.
My lord, y'all are clowns. Anywho, Makeshift, take it away.
Indeed. So, after the brief get together with Malin, Talia returned back to her home, where Alice asked her some more questions about the gods and their identities and some more information about them. And once they were satisfied, the party returned back to the tavern. They gathered their things to prepare for the journey back to Pleiodorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to gather much. Just pack back up and head out.
Yeah.
You only brought like travel equipment, right? And just like the
Yeah.
cart as usual.
Yep.
Yeet.
Word. Then you travel early in the morning to make it all the way back to Pleiodorus. There's still that fresh layer of snow and everything, and you spend. It's like a multiple hour trip. It's most of the day has gone by the time you've returned to Pleiodorus and get back to the mansion. Do you want to have any conversations on the cart before you get back?
No, I can't think of any. None that really needs to be role played.
I will brush
Keep up.
Malin's fur.
Yes.
Hell
Just
yeah.
leaving a trail of fur as we go.
Yes.
Alice every
Yeah.
once in a while gets a fur ball to the face.
Yeah.
Breathe through the
Uh,
nose.
The only thing I can think that Tim would probably mention is he would bring up a question like or they'd bring up a question to the group if they know any uh words angels. It's not like you do this all the time. If
Oh
they've heard
my.
any rumors about defunct businesses or things like that in the close vicinity.
Huh?
Business that has gone out of
Out
ah
of order?
no, not out of order. That's being bankrupted.
Businesses that are going under.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Christ.
I got you.
Words.
Oh.
Ines does not, so she will not answer and continue brushing the fur out of the tiny cat lady.
It is
Alice
just
can't answer the question either.
purring the whole time. I don't know, but I mean, makeshift. Can I do like a
Yeah, you can give me a what kind of
politics
role
check?
would this even be? Let me take a look at the carrot sheet. I guess I want to say history could do it.
Sure.
Yeah, a history check to see if any recent politics. History's made every day. That's what the History Channel told me, and then I learned about aliens carving the pyramids.
No.
9.
7. 9. Yeah, you don't know much about local businesses going bankrupt.
I
I'll
mean,
give
I know
Wayland
that
a roll.
like the baker on that one street next to the Life Church has been selling less and less pastries, but we all know why.
Bro harasses any big man that comes his way.
Oh no. Wayland
Oh,
shrugs.
Well, I just wanted to ask because that's probably what I'm gonna spend the majority of my time coming up.
you
If
mean
nothing
like
else pops up.
selling stuff that is not around? Is that how it works?
No, I'm gonna try to establish a business.
Oh, damn. Okay, with what, if I may ask? I mean,
Depends on what's available. I don't have enough of a large stock to just open up a shop. So that's why I asked. But
I can give
I
you
guess
like
I'll
herb stuff.
no, it's not just a one-time thing. It's going to be a continual thing.
You should
Because
ask Father Nicholas. He might know.
yeah, I'll ask him, and if nothing else, maybe the guild has heard something.
Well, I guess I do recall one thing. There's a butcher shop that recently got evicted.
Oh, please, God, no.
Well, I am not a butcher, but thank you.
Yeah, I figured.
Let's leave the butchers to their rest.
Literally. Yeah. No. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so, the rest of the trip passes by smoothly, and you make it back to the mansion, where you find it is still it's getting the finishing touches done on it. Well, not the finishing touches. I keep on saying that, even though I know there's a bunch of stuff for it. Uh, it now has rooms that you can sleep in that won't be super drafty.
But it
Oh.
still needs a lot of appliances. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
need to tear down some walls to make rooms for Alice and Flowers.
Yeah,
Right.
there's like 2 rooms that could be slept in, but yeah,
Okay.
no, this place needs a lot of work first.
Okay.
Yeah, nah. We ain't staying here just yet. Just yet. There's still a lot that needs to be put in.
Yeah.
Although, for just a week of time, it's impressive.
Pretty good. I mean, if we need to like tear down the walls, I have the thing that shifts Earth. I mean, these walls are
How
made of.
how about we let the professionals do what they're good at?
Yeah, fine. Just
Let's
trying
not
to be helpful. Maybe
no
like
no
they would pay the not pay less, demand less money if you like helped and
rarely.
yeah.
And so, is everybody ready for me to time skip about a month into the future and ask what you've all been doing during your downtime?
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
E.
Nice. All right then. Starting off looking at, I'm going to use the Discord call. I'm going to go down the list from the top, starting with Tim.
All
Uh,
right.
what have you been up to in this month of downtime while the mansion's being made livable?
Well, he's doing exactly what he said he was going to set out to do. He's going to find a defunct business or some way to just make money. Um, because owning a mansion and keeping it running is going to require a bit more than a couple of months' wages. Um, so that is what he's doing. He's asking his contacts. He's looking around, talking, seeing what he can and can't reasonably do with the minimal amount of input he would want to do. Uh, what he happens to stumble upon is a abandoned mine, and well, it's a lot simpler to get that mine up and running after clearing it from whatever was infesting it. So that's how Timothy Ignor Magnelius became owner of the Ignar mines, a not super extensive mine, but from what he has been told, it shows a lot of potential. So what he has done has been setting up a company, hiring people, getting the equipment, and just getting it started with exports. Uh,
Do the
and they,
children yearn for the mines?
no children yearn for the mines in this one, Mister
Eh.
Officer. Uh, and for each day that passes, he grows increasingly more worried that his bastard children is gonna find him, especially now that he owns a house and owns a business in set location. Um, so he pulls a lot of long nighters, and as the manager becomes more and more livable, he starts setting up his office. And once we're all able to move in, if he isn't in his bedroom, if he isn't at the mine, then he's probably in his office, and he's working long nights, and it's taking a bit of a toll on him. Intermittently, though, he feeds uh, that dragon mark of his some oil, mostly on the worst days, because he doesn't exactly want to let that thing go out of control. So, a bit more disheveled, a little bit more worn out, but richer than he was a month ago.
Nice. You do all that, and you find that each time you have oiled up the dragon mark, it seems notably more effective than the ointments you've done in the past, and it almost seems like it's starting to change in size, but not. Hey, it might just be a hunch, but it seems like it's starting to get a little strange.
Okay,
With that,
cool.
with that, Alice, are you ready to share with the folks what you have done in a month of downtime?
Alice has been doing her job of following Tim as his bodyguard. But when she doesn't have to be doing that, she's probably hanging around with Maylin Flower. Probably talking with Maylin about the Feywild, things she misses. Probably also asking her for help on like, okay, I there's a hole in Cape. Do you mind helping? I can't get it.
I can sew it up. Yes.
Yes. So
Nice.
that's what she's been doing. She probably also was explaining like when it came to her room of like, okay, yeah, I need big room.
Big room, no bed. I don't sleep in bed. Like
No bed.
pillows.
Just
Pillow fort.
pillow corner.
Yes.
The hamster gives you a salute when you tell him those instructions, and he makes sure to draw that on the floor plans.
Not on top floor. I will break the stairs. Probably.
Yep.
Or break on the stairs.
Yeah.
Break dance those stairs. Wait, what?
And is that all you do?
Yep.
Gotcha. And Malin, what have you been up to in this month?
I'm gonna. I mean, in some of the first few days, I'm probably gonna like go up to the hamster.
Hamster.
Hamster. And I was think, or is there in the ruins? Is there already like a greenhouse ish thing, like a little shed in the back?
You can see where there's one planned out. It's not a functional greenhouse yet, but the layout's there and it's going to be made into one.
All right. Then I'm gonna say I'm gonna help with that one, just so it gets done faster. With like mold earth and my dexterous little hands, I guess.
You're not helping build the thing, you're helping fill it, essentially.
That as well. Yes, there's going to be a lot of house here, and she's just gonna like gather stuff and make sure the plants are alright, and maybe even make a bit of a name for herself for like helping and healing people. Maybe I don't know,
Yeah,
because I
I'll say
have cure
you
wounds and healing word. And
you help to accelerate the construction of the greenhouse area a little bit. You aren't exactly a carpenter, but you do help speed up digging as well as maybe, I don't know, lifting a fragile piece of glass with the for your little hands. And give me a charisma check to see how many people you help out with just like some healing around town.
I have positive charisma. This is not gonna go bad. It did not. 17.
Nice. Within some local sections of the streets of Pleodorus, there's now a story of the wandering cat person who sometimes brings good health and good conversation in the cold months.
Yeah. And at
Always
some
sadly
point.
followed by a gigantic orc.
Yeah.
Yes, close in tow.
Hmm. And then at some point, especially seeing Tim get more and more absorbed and worried. She is going to also help him with his mark, and maybe more. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
And if that's all you do in the month, I'm gonna go down to Yasha. What's Flowers do through this month?
Flowers will mainly be helping out Malin for most of her endeavors, but also see if he can make friends with any local wildlife. This can be dogs. This can just be an army of rats. I don't know.
Give me a D. How do I even
Animal handling.
give me a 1d6 roll where 1 is dogs, 2 is cats, 3 is some raccoon, 4 is cats, dogs, rats, raccoon. Oh wait, no, raccoon. 4 is a bunch of rats in the sewer, and 6 is pick any of the previous 4.
What's 5?
5 is
That-
rats,
Yeah.
plural.
4.
4, you got rats, plural. And now give me
Rats.
an animal handling check.
Can I give him advantage through being me?
You sure can.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
16.
16.
You somehow find yourself interacting with rats, plural, a group of them, and they really dig you. They enjoy your orcish company.
Oh, hell yeah. I now have made friends with the rats.
Oh no.
Sometimes you just need a horde of rats to cheer you up.
Yes.
Is that all you do in the month? Is you just hang out with Malin and you make friends with rats?
I trace the rats to do little tricks.
Give me a
Man.
DC 18 animal handling check.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
fuck
rats
yeah.
are difficult to train.
I would have loved it. I was not 20. Sad.
Nah, they don't really train too well. Like one of them seems to like roll over a little, but nah, they don't really like to.
Wait, they're
They like to
very
train.
intelligent creatures, actually.
They seem more interested in, I don't know, many other things like finding food.
They can lead us to secret stashes.
And is that what you do with your month of
Yes.
downtime? Nice.
Amazing.
I shall add a loyal bunch of rats to my journal. Persons of interests. The local
So Nez-
rats.
Nezrin, what do you do with your month of downtime?
Well, the first thing I do is as soon as my room is quote unquote ready, I'm going to move my very little things into the thing and then realize, oh boy, this room is so bare. Oh no. Oh, I want to put things here. I struggle with the concept of materialism for at least a week. But what I mostly do is I do a lot of research. And I am in both the church library and the Pleodorus library all of the time, working similar nights to Mr. Magnelius. But most of mine is not work. It's, I gotta read this book again. There's gotta be something here. I gotta read it again. So I do a lot of research, and I come across a spell in my research called Guardian of Faith that is supposed to be protective. And I copy it into a book, along with several other spells, because I'm technically now a necromancer wizard.
Nice.
A level 2 necromancer wizard, and I'm learning how to do necromancy. This is taking me down some dangerous roads.
Oh yeah.
Do not.
I also continue to try and figure out Mr. Magnelius because, oh my god, I think I've got him pinned, and then he does something stupid. Or he does something incredibly smart that makes me think he's no longer stupid.
He's a multifaceted person.
He's a dork.
Word. Is there anything else that happens during your downtime?
I continue to look out for signs of Roko, seeing if he's around and taunting me. And even if he's not, I see his face in the shadows, and it bugs the shit out of me. And I think he's following me, and I'm starting to get very paranoid.
Oh.
Sure, give me a d20 roll. If it's a 20, I'll say you have a run-in with him.
Okay. Angels, what are you owing about?
Well, it can wait until you're done.
Okay. You said just straight D20?
Yeah, d20.
Any modifiers or?
Nah, it's just like a random chance. Like maybe
Okay.
you'll bump into him.
Okay. This is what gets my crit. Okay, good. Why did I roll as Timothy?
What?
That's weird. That's weird.
You probably had the character selected.
Shh, no, I didn't. No, that's not what happened at all. Shh.
Yeah, you don't bump into Roko. You know he's almost certainly got an eye on you somehow, but
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm paranoid. I see like, I don't know, crows in the snow and I'm freaking out. I'm not having a good time. I hate the snow. I try not to go outside as much as possible. I am descending further into madness.
He looks at the snow. There's two imprints, one very big, one small. The smaller one actually looks like a snow angel, and then the bigger one is just sort of misshapen.
The bigger one is just flowers, but it looks like he ran through a wall in a cartoon. Face first.
Are you saying there's a lot of snow on the ground? I'm sorry, I zoomed out a bit.
Yasha?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or not Yasha, Makeshift?
there is a little bit more snow. Like it's been a month since it first snowed. I'll say there was maybe like a day where like you got 6 inches of snow, but it got a little melted, a little pushed to the side. Hasn't been like a blizzard yet.
There's just a sad snowman off to the side, slowly melting.
I do have a question.
Yes.
With how this month has gone, how far out is the voting day for the election?
It's still
because-
pretty far off because voting in Pleiadorus is only once every 10 years. So
Yeah.
it's not like IRL where it's a year of campaigning. It's going to be a while. Like it's
Okay.
not right around the corner.
So like more than a year out then?
Not more than a year, but it is months away.
Okay, months away. All right, then.
Yeah.
Then with that, Timothy is probably gonna gather everyone, around breakfast to have a small conversation. He makes sure everyone has at least gotten some food in them before he starts.
You do that.
He said the line. So the election is still quite a while out, but I did want to bring this up sooner rather than later. We will have to pick a side for who we're going to back. Now, obviously, it's not going to be Rocco Valientes.
Valentius, Mr. Magnanius.
Valentius, thank you. And, well, I can't say I am too pleased with, Lionel's platform, but, well, considering the King of the Feywild hasn't stated too much about it, then what I'm saying is we need to figure out who we're gonna back, and so far, I have lined things up for us to back the King of the Feywild.
I don't trust him.
As a fae, there is something that's just not right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
If you-
we can look at him at the ball, right? He's going to be there. He's going to be the guest of honor.
Yes, that's the thing. With me having set that up, we're it can be salvaged. We can switch who we're gonna back, but with this ball and with him being the guest of honor, it's going to very squarely make it seem like we're fans of his.
I mean, do we have? Can I even vote? I didn't come from here.
Same.
Well, so technically, yes, you can vote since you are living under my roof.
Fair enough.
And
If you're legally registered as living here, you can vote.
yeah,
Okay.
so before I go and start planning the ball, which we are going to need to figure out clothes for all of you, you included, Flowers. Before I go and start doing that, do we want to dig in more into this Lionel, or do we want to dig into the King of the Feywild, or both?
You are completely disregarding Alderic.
Well, to be fair, I just forgot to write him down.
I want to dig into the bread that I made earlier.
And plus, I don't know what Alderic's platform is.
Tradition! Tradition!
Yeah, basically.
Tradition!
Wayland pipes up and says, yeah, he's been the ruler for about, 700 years now? So it's just going to be more of the same.
Okay, just to make sure the angels can write this down. What platform did I keep forgetting his fucking name. What is his name? The King of the Feywild. What is his actual name?
He has yet to state it. He has just run on the title King
Right,
of the Feywild.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Feywild King.
Okay, but what is his platform?
The platform he was running on was trying to increase the prosperity of the people who are currently living in Pleodorus. So
Okay.
better food, better housing, and increasing connections with the Feywild, since they got some really good resources there.
Okay. Well, because honestly, I know you might not trust him as such, but out of all the platforms available, excluding Roku, because that was who I was sort of rooting for, my vote would fall to the Feywild King.
Lioness has mine.
Yeah, I agree. The town does need a better military, but if I had to pick a second, it would be the king.
If I can figure out who exactly the King of the Feywild is...
Oi! Jiggity!
The cat is running amok. If I can figure out exactly who the King of the Feywild is, and he's not someone that... Well, either he is who he says he is, and he was hiding in plain sight, or he's someone that I know and can trust, then by all means we can back the King of the Feywild, but until I know exactly who he is, I won't be doing that.
Alright, so it sounds like our next move would be to figure out who the Feywild King is.
Yeah.
Alright, well, then I think... Fucking... Angels forgets to write things down, and it comes back to haunt him. Henrik. Does he have an owl name?
Not yet, no.
Okay, never mind. Then Angels did not forget to write down. Well, our best guess, our best, our best bet would actually be to speak to Henrik, since when I was speaking to the Feywild King, He said it was more a formality. Apparently, they've had some history, from what I was just able to glance at. So
Well,
we could
I
speak
do
to
have a
Henry.
spell that can like. Rebar, what the fuck? I I do have a spell that can like send a message. I mean, that's basically a carrier bird, but I can send a message in their direction.
I had to
And
step
like,
away for a second. Are we talking about sending a message to Henrik?
yeah.
Um, well, I don't think it's that. I think we should leave that thing for urgency. We can just simply send a letter.
I could also just send Dorian into the hotel that he's staying in and figure out who he is.
I mean, we can do that. It's a bit more invasive and it might send the wrong message. I think I would personally bet on sending a message, written to Henrik, and ask if we can either have a meeting with him, or just ask him to write back about the identity of the Feywild King, if he's actually the Feywild King.
I don't think asking him to send a letter about that would be wise.
A betrayal and all?
Paper trail, yes, but that's why we can also ask for a meeting. So there isn't one.
The meeting sounds good.
Well-
Meeting sounds good.
I technically do know a sending spell.
Yes, Maylin also knows one, but I vouch for we keep that for emergencies.
I mean, mine is not really a sending spell. It's just like, hey, you bird fuck, get over here, send this message.
All right, so that's also an option.
Yeah.
So, shall I see if we can set up a meeting with Henrik?
I guess.
Damn sure.
We can do two things at the same time. We can set up a meeting with Henrik. At the same time, we can look into the Feywild King ourselves. Perhaps from a distance, just not. Well, maybe not a distance, but we could also just try talking to him.
How about you concentrate on one thing for now? Because I don't mean to offend you, but
Well,
the bags under your eyes are kind of like massive. You
well,
should sleep a
that's.
bit.
Well, I could write the message and all of that. Someone else could perhaps talk to the Feywild King.
Exactly.
Maylin, you can change into a rat, right?
Yes. I can even, I think, not sure, I haven't tried it, but like an ant would be even smaller.
Ah, but there is
I
a
did make
much
friends with some rats.
You made friends with... Oh, right!
Yeah.
The rats in the sewers.
Yeah.
Yes. The ant might be a bit dangerous. People do tend to crush those.
Yeah, fair enough.
How about you leave the Feywild King to us and you send a message to Henrik? And she just smiles at Tim like, I'm totally not gonna do something maybe slightly illegal.
Just be careful what you do. Do remember that when the ball arrives, he is our guest of honor.
It's not like I'm
And-
gonna go stealing his stuff.
No, I know, but the game of politics is all about who said what and presentation.
No, fancy
What
fucking
isn't-
words.
What isn't seen hasn't happened. So, be careful, okay?
Mm.
Okay. Well, I'll get a official letter from the Opal State. And we'll need I think it's better if I start looking for a talented seamstress now rather than later. Well then. Have a good day. Best of luck to all.
Try not to work
And-
yourself to death, Mr. Magnelius.
Oh, I
Right as
promise.
right as you say that, you hear a knock coming from the front door.
Uh, is the butler going to catch it, or Timothy going to catch it?
Hamster.
No,
Yeah.
the hamster's not the butler.
Hamster.
No.
You do hear the butler go and catch it, and you can hear some mumbling in the distance, and then some footsteps approaching the room you're in, and a knock on the door.
Yes.
It opens. Sorry to bother you, Mr. Magnelius, but it seems you have a visitor inquiring about your body.
All right. He's going to get his clothes straightened out and just walk because he owns this place. So he's going to walk towards the door.
Word. Would anybody like to join Mr. Magnelius?
I'll join him.
Yes.
Gonna stick
Nice.
behind and just peek out behind their backs.
Alice kind of has an obligation of there's
Hold
somebody
up.
here.
Hold up. Am I going to do a stupid? Not
You-
quite.
Yeah. Yeah?
Flowers is going to do the same as Malin, but behind Malin.
Oh, you precious thing!
It's so adorable.
Proper looking ass.
Behind Nezrin, Nezrin, Alice, and Tim is just flowers and. Ooh.
You arrive inside of the main entrance hall to find that a man has stepped inside out of the cold, and seems to have kept his boots pretty clean of the snow. Is just standing at the entrance to not make a mess. He seems very well dressed, clearly a nobleman. And when he sees you all come into view, he goes, "Ah, thank you for making my acquaintance." And he bows to you.
Well, welcome to the Opal Estate. My name is Mr. Magnelius. What can I do you for?
Ah, nice to meet you, Mr. Magnelius. Well, I noticed that the Opal Estate was finally back up in, well, making its way there. And, well, I decided to stop by and see what was going on. And to my surprise, I found that the adventuring party, if I may be so informal as to call you that, has been the ones to purchase this location.
Who do we see standing before us? Is he cloaked or?
Oh no, he's just some nobleman. He's wearing winter clothing, but he's making no attempt to disguise himself. He's a man you don't really recognize.
Okay, then he'll just nod and say, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name."
Ah, you can call me. Where did I put this guy's name? Mr. Theodore.
Mr. Theodore. Well, tell me, how do you know of the Opal Estate?
Oh well, the Opal Estate did have quite a history back in the day until its unfortunate downfall. Not many people really recall what happened to it, and quite frankly, I'm too young to remember myself. But it is nice to know that a relic of the city's past is coming back to once again grace the public.
Well, I most certainly hope that once the final touches is applied, that a ball can be held to celebrate its inauguration.
Indeed, but what is a ball without any guests? And I'm afraid, well, I don't intend any disrespect by this, but I don't think you have all that much of a reputation here in Pleodorus.
One we am going to be establishing quite rapidly. We're intending to join the political game. Place our bets on one of the inspiring prospects.
Well then, I wish you the best of luck in that, but could I offer you a deal?
Well, that depends, Theodore. Depends entirely what you're looking to gain from us gaining reputation?
Well, you see, I'd be glad to promote your ball to the various nobles and higher-ups of Pleiadorus. I have many connections already. But seeing how you're just starting out, it would likely be quite the help to you. But I will need you to retrieve one thing for me.
And what would that be?
Well, there's an elven city to the west of Pleiadorus. It's about a day's travel. But getting there is a bit more difficult than most delivery boys are willing to make the trek for, and it's certainly too dangerous for my blood. These old bones of mine aren't exactly built for fighting.
Hmm.
But from what I recall, he gestures towards Nezrin. Your companion here did quite a fine job of quality testing the androids at the fall fair, fall festival.
Oh,
Or were they?
that's why your nose looks familiar.
Indeed. My spokesman was, well, not too enthusiastic about seeing one of his inventions get thoroughly demolished, but no hard feelings. It's an important learning experience, and it helped him improve the models. Or, no, not androids, were those? Oh, they were automatons. Pardon me. I mixed them up.
Quite understandable. New technology and all. I swear to God.
Indeed. So, since I understood that, I figured you could probably handle yourselves quite well in dangerous situations. So, I figured I would propose the option to all of you.
Well, please, let's not continue this discussion in the foyer. Let's go and have a sit down and we can fully discuss the details. And he's going to sort of approach the guy and gently put a hand on his shoulder as he's going to start leading him into one of the more casual rooms.
You do that, leading him into basically the singular room here that's even mildly decorated. Because still a lot of this place is being built.
Yeah, just just ignore the hammering in the background.
Indeed. And so you sit down in kind of office space. Probably your own, if I had to guess, but you sit down with him in a more formal space.
Yeah. So, did everyone else follow with, or
I did at least.
okay?
Alice does as well.
Yeah.
All right, the whole party is with. Perfect. Um, so more specifically, how come the road is more dangerous? Is it just some grouping of creatures blocking the way, or
Well, from what I understand, I think it is something as simple as just a few creatures are blocking the fastest path. I do also have another mercenary group who is going to be taking the longer route, but that one is also uncertain at this time of year. Uh, and it should take a bit longer for them, but a bit safer. Now, mind you, I don't want to be putting you in any danger. I just want to propose the possibility.
no? Of course, of course. Um, so about a day's travel, the faster route, some creatures blocking the way. What specifically is it that we're looking for? Is it something you already purchased and just can't fetch?
Indeed, and I have the letter right here, and he pulls out a letter from his coat pocket and shows this very nicely sealed little letter with a waxy red stamp in the middle with an intricate pattern.
Mhm.
Uh,
Is
he
the
says,
wax the seal broken?
"No, it is sealed."
Okay, well that's gonna make it a bit harder to read.
And he says, uh, "This letter is quite simple. It will be needed to retrieve the accounts collectible at the city you'll be traveling to, should you choose to accept this. Uh, all you need to do is hand it to them. They'll know what to do."
Okay. Um. Well, that sounds rather simple, especially with us being the capable sort. Um, but please do tell me what sort of families do you know?
Oh,
It-
well, who don't I know? Basically everybody on Pleodorus.
well, he looks at the note for a few seconds before he mm, looks to everyone else and asks, "Well, how do you feel about a small adventure?"
It's been a while. I'd be happy to.
Long walks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea to get out of the library.
Indeed. Well done. Aj, vad är det? Coffee bean, sorry. Well done. We accept. Now, with things still being rounding up here and furnished and such, we do not have an official date for the ball. So I will be returning once we actually know it. But if at all possible, if you can introduce, well, me and some of the people I bring with, it would be quite a generous gesture.
Certainly.
Well done. He's gonna stand up and hold out although he's not holding out a hand just yet. He he takes out a piece of paper, or specifically a um, God, the English name escapes me, like pre-written contract sort of thing. Um, with
Yeah,
a lot
a
of
contract.
spot, yeah, a lot of spots empty. Um, and he just begins filling out the specific things. Um, and then hands it over for him to look over. Does that look right to you?
He reads over it. Indeed. I should be clear as well. To retrieve my purchase, you will be needing a cart to carry back a relatively large chest with you, but it shouldn't be very difficult. It's not
Oh,
particularly heavy, it's just bulky and quite dangerous.
well, that'll be no issue for us.
Wonderful. And then
Is
he
it going?
signs his name on it.
All right, and then Timothy signs his name, and he takes the signet ring on his left hand and stamps it, and he reaches out a hand for him to shake.
He
Well done.
shakes and he hands over his letter.
We'll be sure to leave within. Vad är det? Vad? Fucking. We'll be sure to leave within very shortly.
Ah, that reminds me. The other mercenary group will be leaving at the end of the week. No need to rush. Do try and time the time. Do try and leave at the same time as them. It reduces the risk of you being harmed.
Yeah, well. Do you know where they're staying?
Oh, that doesn't matter. They'll just be waiting at the west gate of the city.
End of the week, you said, yes?
Indeed.
All right. We'll have our affairs in order by then.
Wonderful.
We'll meet them after morning light. It
All
was
right.
a pleasure doing business with you.
You as well, Mr. Magnelius. And he stands up and sees himself to the door.
And after he closes the door behind them, well, that solves one of the biggest problems I had in front of me.
The whole guest thing, right?
Yes. Actually starting to introduce myself to all the families here. That's the thing that was gonna eat up most of my time.
Well, now we only have to do the rest. I mean, I can. She like looks into the middle distance for a second, thinking, like looking like she just got an idea. I think I can summon statues. You know,
What?
like when you have like the like big palaces and there's like little marble statues that look like they're pouring wine. I can do that. I just hold on. Yeah.
Shape stone?
No, more like we're not gonna be doing anything like wild in the next few in it on this day, right?
No. We're towards the early side of the week, so we have a
All
few
right
days
then.
on us to prepare.
She's going to like she still has the staff with her because fancy branch. She grips it and concentrates real hard and
What?
casts.
What are you doing?
That is not the right thing, motherfucker. I think it was this one. Conjure minor elementals. And one of the things that you can summon with this spell is gargoyles.
Oh,
So
God.
she's gonna think real hard, and then like two gargoyles build themselves up out of the ground and just stand there like gargoyles do, like the stone statues do. They look like stone statues. Like, ta-da! And then pets one of their heads.
Impressive, Malin.
The gargoyle sort of like shifts a bit and then stays
Uh,
still again, so it's a statue. They're alive, but like magical.
okay. Could you describe the spell you just cast for me?
Yeah, it's like a summoning thing. So
Okay.
like the weave comes together with magical and not magical energy, the natural energy, and like draws out the stone, and
Mm-hmm.
then they sort of
Okay.
bunch together.
And and what's gonna happen tomorrow with these things?
Oh, they're not gonna exist tomorrow. I think I can hold them for like
An hour.
an hour. Yeah, I know. Like an
Okay.
hour.
What's gonna happen at the end of the hour?
They're going to like Bruiser.
Disappear?
Yeah, basically. But like if you
Okay.
want like a fancy introductory thing, you can just make them, I don't know, bark at the guests, I guess.
I don't think I don't think that's the sort of message we want to put out to our guests.
I could try like humanoids.
Well,
Not
it's
today.
not the shape of the thing that is the bit I have an issue with.
Then which part?
Uh the barking thing.
I mean
We want
that's
our we want the guests to feel welcome, you know.
mm, I mean I could try like there's pretty sure I can do like humanoid statues, and we could give them like mugs of wine so they could pour it. So it's like a little magic trick, like, oh, look at these statues. Get your cup up to it, and then they pour it.
How about we take this conversation again when we're starting to plan the party?
Yeah, fair enough.
We're still a few months out. He looks at the gargoyles.
They're just looking into space.
Okay. Well done. All right. Well, let's see if we can't start preparing for this journey ahead of us, shall we?
All right. Adventure time.
Come grab your friends.
Uh,
you start doing that. Just skirting around the edges of my saying there.
Hmm.
And is everybody all right with me time skipping a few days into the future as you all prep to get ready for your next mission?
Yay.
Yeah.
Yee.
Gotcha.
Bye bye.
All right. I'll say the morning of, your departure arrives, and, you pack up the cart, you head over to the west gates or the west face of the city, and as you're there, just at the crack of dawn, you can see there's this group of 3 people just kind of hanging out near the entrance, who also have a cart and a horse pulling it.
Damn. They're showing us up with an actual horse instead of a mule.
A skill issue, I fear.
Yeah.
I
The most
mean, we have
severe.
half a horse,
She ain't
but
wrong.
Yeah, they.
she is being a menace today,
She
Jesus.
really is.
Ah,
She's being a big stinky rat. That's what she's being.
yeah,
Rat.
stinky.
As
Sit up there.
you
Sorry.
As you're moving closer towards them, you can see that they're obviously like staring at you, probably just kind of waiting for you to get within like talking range.
Do a big wave as
You
we
give a
get
big
closer.
wave for your size.
Yeah.
Timothy will step forward. Greetings. Sorry to keep you waiting.
What voice should I give this dude? Nice to meet you. Uh, you must be the other group, right?
Indeed. I'm Mr. Magnelius. This here is Miss Little. Over here we have Flowers, Miss Malin, and Sister Ilkan.
Oh.
You're awfully formal, but actually, I already know one of you there. And he points his finger towards Wayland. What? Oh, damn. Hey, Theodore, how you been? Or no, sorry, I always pronounce it wrong. Theovan, right? Yeah, glad to see you can still get my name right, kid. You hang out with these guys now? Uh, yeah, kind of. I also sort of own property. Oh yeah, everybody. This is uh, Theovan. I used to do some jobs with him back in the day. Uh, glad to see you're, still alive. Yeah, I hear that a lot. Yeah. Uh, well, cool. Uh, good seeing you. Yeah. So, anyway, no need to be so formal. We're gonna do a dangerous job. Uh, I'm working with these guys. So, let's uh, let's say we have a little bet. Make this a little bit more fun. Just not just a run of the mill little fetch quest for the fancy man. Eh?
Well, I'm no betting man, so I think I will stand on the sidelines for this one.
Well, if you're certain, I was gonna say first one to get to the city gets 100 gold from the loser.
Well, I'm gonna say that's not a bet I would want to take.
Aren't you the ones that are going to take the long route?
Indeed, but the safe one too.
Eh?
Speaking of which, I should probably fill you in on the details in case old Theodore didn't tell you.
Yes, he
So,
was rather light on the details.
yeah, from what I could gather, the path you're going to be taking saw a few merchants try and travel through, but they went missing. A group of soldiers went through, and they were able to escape just fine. Said something about killer plants, but There were some newbies, a bit too hysterical, and started running the first sight of creatures.
Hmm.
So,
I
pack
can
some
handle
fire magic or
this.
something, maybe some oil.
Well, I happen to have both, so I think we're squared away.
Right then. Well, if you end up dying, don't worry. I got a second letter myself.
Ah, well, that's good to know at least.
Oh, and whoever gets there first, just wait for the other group. More protection once we're carrying that chest on the way back.
Ah, yes, good suggestion. Well
All
then,
right.
we'll see
See
you
you.
there.
Yep. See ya. Well, probably either very late tonight or sometime tomorrow morning.
Be
See you
safe.
around.
And he waves his like two faceless, nameless mercenaries along with him to start walking, and they uh, start diverging off to like a slightly more north-facing road to take a longer path. Uh, the path ahead of you heads towards a forest you can see far on the horizon.
All right. Well then, let's not waste any daylight.
Indeed.
Forward march.
You do that, marching forward. I presume everybody else is also marching forward.
Yeah.
Yep.
We going.
Nice.
Wizard of Oz.
Birth Trizzy, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
You
Yeah.
spend
Barrel
a
roll.
and unless you want to have any sort of conversations on this cart ride, we're about to approach the end of the session. Actually,
Hell
it'll make more sense to have like any of the cart interactions at the start of next session. So is
Yeah.
everybody cool with me ending the session there?
Yeah.
yeah.
Fine by
I
me.
think that's
All
a
good.
good ending point.
Nice.
Yeah.
A new leg of the
All
journey
right.
begins.
Okay.
Leg.
Thank you guys so much for coming out to today's session of City of Breath and Bone. I am fucking zooted, so my apologies.
Yeah, we'll
We
be
will.
here next.
No, we will not. We will not be here next week
Right.
because half of the people are going to be at my spot. So I don't have
We
enough
will be
laptops
here
to do
on
that.
Tuesday.
We will, however, be here on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central European Standard Time. Because I'm smart and I know we're not in summer. Fucking clearly when you step outside. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I have. I'm so fucking tired. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Love you all. See you next Tuesday. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Red.